Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Last night saw William Regal's favourite wrestling pay-per-view of the year,
WarGames!
which saw Tommaso Ciampa beat Timothy Thatcher, Dexter Lumis defeat Cameron Grimes in a strap match, and Johnny Gargano beating both Damian Priest and Leon Ruff to become the new NXT North American champion, thanks to the now unmasked mystery man, Ghostface. It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. Theory. The Undisputed Era beat Team McAfee Virus Protection of Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan in the main event men's WarGames match. As one of the most grueling annual Gimmick pay-per-views, Triple H revealed on the post-takeover media call that there's unsurprisingly a few bumps and bruises on everybody. Bobby Fish got a little bit of a laceration on his elbow, but we're not exactly sure if just the elbow. But Candice LeRae in the women's WarGames opener might not have been so lucky. During the match, Shotzi Blackheart hit a senton off a ladder onto LeRae, whose arm was caught under a chair. She managed to stay in the match, leading her team to victory thanks to Raquel Gonzalez getting the pin. But she was checked out in the backstage area afterwards, and PW Insider has reported the fear is she may have broken a bone, which Triple H confirmed in his media call, saying, "Candice is getting checked out now. She's getting her x-rays and checked out. So I really don't have a status update yet on that, but you are correct. Possibly a broken arm, maybe." The women's match did also provide one of the best wrestling images of 2020, with Io Shirai diving off the top of the cage with a trash can over her head. Give me your out-of-context captions in the comments section down below, and I'll read out the funniest one in tomorrow's video. Injuries have kind of been NXT's unfortunate unofficial theme this year, with current NXT champion Finn Balor on the shelf and the former champion Karrion Kross having to vacate the title the same week he won it back in August after suffering a shoulder injury in beating Keith Lee at TakeOver XXX. But after posting numerous impressive workout videos over the last 2 months, it seems Kross is nearing his NXT return, with a TikTok video airing during WarGames. That's a TikTok of Karrion's foreboding clock counting down, not him singing Fleetwood Mac while drinking Ocean Spray Cran Raspberry Juice. Triple H confirmed as much when he opened the media call, saying, "TikTok, Karrion Kross is back." And Kross himself tweeted, "Think about the future." But it's not just former NXT champions making their returns. WCW is coming back too. During WarGames, NXT announced their first show of 2021 on the 6th of January will be using the obscure WCW title New Year's Evil, which the promotion used for an episode of Nitro in December 1999, which was originally meant to be a WCW pay-per-view combined with a Kiss concert. Sadly, Turner officials turned it down. How did that company go out of business? PW Insider adds the plan is to build it as a major special similar to October's Halloween Havoc. NXT has seen their best ratings success when they've built TV episodes around special themes like that and the Great American Bash. Now, before we get on with the rest of the news, I'd like to say a big thank you to this episode's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. I don't know about you, but I've completed Netflix. I'm up to date with Amazon Prime, and my lady partner won't let me rewatch the X-Men 90s cartoon series in full for the 9th time in a row. But I like it when they go to space. Enter Surfshark VPN, an app or web extension that lets you place your phone, laptop or tablet anywhere in the world, giving you access to their previously geo-blocked content libraries. With Surfshark, if you're in the UK, you can now access the much better Netflix US library. Or if you're in the US, with Surfshark, you can watch the UK-only BBC iPlayer. Or, if you're me, I can rewatch the X-Men 90s cartoon series in full for the 9th time in a row. But this time Disney Plus thinks I'm doing it from the US. Loophole in your face, lady partner. I also just finished Justice League's Darkseid War thanks to DC Unlimited, which isn't available in the UK. Get yourself Surfshark VPN using our special links below to access an entire world of content. And make sure to use our promo code WrestleTalk because that gets you a massive 83% off and 3 months free, meaning 2 whole years will only cost you under $60. Surfshark are really helping support us here at WrestleTalk, so Mr. Davis commands you, click the link below and check them out. With WarGames in the can, NXT can start to look forward to 2021, like hopefully pushing Pat McAfee virus protection to the top of the card. That guy is genuinely amazing. Which current stars might get called up to the main roster, and what new stars they want to get over to replace them. And Triple H might have revealed which plucky up-and-comer the promotion is going to focus on first. The Undertaker. The dead man character officially bid farewell to WWE at last month's Survivor Series, at least until the next show in Saudi Arabia, leaving sprightly 55-year-old Mark Calloway with a bit more time on his hands. And you can't use it all to save the Tigers. Because there's only so many cameo videos you can shoot, it appears NXT have a fantastic idea on how to use him, getting one of the best performers in wrestling history to work alongside the next generation of talent. Triple H praised Taker on the post-takeover media call, saying that whenever he's popped by the Performance Center before, everybody that's here is better for it, including Hunter himself, providing a different perspective, a fresh viewpoint, and, he's one of the most knowledgeable guys in and that has ever been in the business. And it seems like we might get a Triple H pointing at Undertaker photo very soon, as Hunter continued saying the dead man is looking to move into the next phase of his life, and the two have talked a lot about working together in NXT, teasing that it's just another reason to be excited for the promotion in 2021. Someone who likely won't be joining them, though, is Jackson Ryker. Friday's episode of SmackDown saw Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake return to the show, but now repackaged as Baron Corbin's henchmen. Because nothing can escape the pull of Baron
Corbin's mid-card vortex, even in 2020!
They haven't been seen since May, where them and Jackson Ryker made their main roster debut as the... what were they called? That always happens to me. Daddy's Misplaced Boys. That's not it. It was something about losing some... The Lost Descendants. Wasn't that either? It'll come back to me. Anyway, Cutler, Blake and Ryker made their debut on SmackDown back in May, where they were reportedly set to feud over the Tag Team Championships. Their gimmick was built around them all being ex-military, and they presented themselves as American patriots, which became a pretty sensitive issue as the Black Lives Matter movement coincidentally happened at the same time. They were taken off TV entirely following the leader, Ryker, tweeting pro-Donald Trump messages, which wasn't only poorly received on social media, he was publicly called out by many of his fellow SmackDown wrestlers. It doesn't seem to be accidental that Cutler and Blake have returned to SmackDown while Ryker is nowhere to be seen. As Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio, they haven't got around to cutting him. I would expect that next round of cuts he'll be cut. Cutler and Blake might not be the only WWE wrestlers getting repackaged, as Elias has also teased a shocking new gimmick following his electrocution spot on Monday's Raw. You see what I did there with the word shocking and electrocute? The Forgotten Sons! They were called the Forgotten Sons. Thanks for your support on Patreon. We'll always mark out for Ollie Landrum and Luke's favourite fan, the one, the only, the awesome, but also incorrect, Bubba. Elias has tweeted a video to say he's okay after being kayfabe electrocuted on Raw. I'm more concerned about the non-kayfabe Jeff Hardy Swanton bomb you took, where he said the voltage would have killed an average man, but he's no average man. And something in Elias did change. On top of that, I've seen visions, and I know the purpose of my life. And now that I have that knowledge, I'll be sharing my gift with all of you. WrestlingNews.co have added they heard someone was pitching backstage a couple of months ago about a new gimmick for Elias, to turn into a preacher type of character where he talks about being saved and having a new lease of life. Although that does sound very similar to Seth Rollins' Messiah gimmick he had through 2020. We'll have to see if he's factored into TLC. Holy shit, what was that? I'm not scared of El Fakador. As the Wrestling Observer has reported, the pay-per-view card was finalised in a meeting last Thursday, meaning we'll start to see more matches announced this week. Ringside News, though, so take this with a pinch of salt, claims the company is way behind on the show's creative, citing WWE having to move the Thunderdome to Tropicana Field by the end of this week, taking up a lot of resources, and, of course, the sad passing of Pat Patterson, Vince's real-life best friend, last Wednesday. Right now, only Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles and Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens have TLC stipulations added. But what about over in the hottest angle in wrestling right now, Impact invading AEW? Tomorrow night we'll see AEW champion Kenny Omega get an interview segment on Impact Wrestling, but according to Wrestling Inc., that's pretty much the extent of the interpromotional crossover we'll see for now. Just like how Fightful and the Wrestling Observer reported last week, Wrestling Inc. write Kenny's appearance on Impact will be a one-off, and former Bullet Club members, although Bullet Club is 444 Life, the Good Brothers of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows will come to AEW for a match in return. But that's likely all that will happen involving the two companies. Additionally, they're reporting Don Callis' Impact contract is up soon, and it's likely he'll move to AEW, which implies we're all looking at the wrong door. Callis also works with New Japan Pro Wrestling, who, up until 2 months ago, wanted nothing to do with AEW. But since the company's president, Harold Mage, stepped down in October, the so-called Forbidden Door appears to have a crack in it. First with AEW using licensed New Japan images and Horseshoe Tanahashi recording a video for the Chris Jericho appreciation episode of Dynamite, and most recently Omega doing Okada's Rainmaker pose in the main event. And now the Wrestling Observer is reporting New Japan's Rocky Romero, who is also good friends with Gallows and Anderson, has been speaking to Tony Khan regularly of late to try and open doors to New Japan, feeling the odds are better to do something with Harold Mage gone. Romero has now denied this on the latest Talking Shop podcast, saying he's not having calls all the time like every week, which isn't what Meltzer wrote, but that I've talked to Tony in the past, of course. I talked to Tony maybe a month ago, maybe more. Meltzer also wrote AEW's attitude right now is to work with everyone. What do you think is going on with AEW, Impact and New Japan? Let me know in the comments where I'll be replying to people from out of the Forbidden Door. What are 10 surprising times WWE wrestlers broke character on camera? Click the video on the right for Adam Blompier's latest list, and watch the brand new episode of Laurie's Explained series where he dives deep in on Kofi Mania, and download Surfshark using our links and discount code from the video description below, where you can get 83% off and 3 months free. Watch all the Christmas movies from around the world. I've been Mr. Davis. Jam that jam.